Hello everyone, my name is Maria and welcome back to my channel. Over here, I speak about femininity, self growth, self development, wellness, and will also be sharing some solicited advice from time to time. So, if that's something which interests you, do stick around. My topic for today is the art of receiving and how to receive princess treatment. Now, when I talk about the art of receiving, I'm not just referring to it with the context of a guy or a man providing you with gifts or dates, although that definitely could be a part of it, but here we are looking towards it in a more broader, a general context, like not being able to receive compliments or not being able to receive help, and even though you receive help, you feel uncomfortable about it. I think my first tip will be to remember that not everything is a transaction and to actually understand the difference between reciprocating and transacting. Now, I feel that usually when you feel like you need to do something back or you need to return the help, the energy to the other person back, it's usually transactional because the feeling stems from the need to doing it back. Whereas when it is, I think, reciprocative, you want to do it back for the other person, returning a help, returning favors, putting in efforts and stuff like that. So yeah, I think these two things are usually very confused. The terms are very confused because like me for the longest time, if somebody used to compliment me, right? I used to return that compliment. I could not. I just couldn't take that compliment. If somebody's like, "Oh, you're pretty," I would be like, "Oh, thank you. You're pretty too," or like, "Oh my God, you're beautiful too." Like I just couldn't sit with that compliment and be happy about it. I had this need. I think it used to get very awkward for me to say thank you, oh thank you so much. It used to always be like, oh thank you, but yours is better, or oh you are looking pretty too. And if it's coming out from a genuine place, definitely do it back, do it like that's reciprocation, right? But if you constantly feel the need to returning it back or doing it back for that person, I think it's transactional. Now, my second tip will be to replace a sorry with a thank you instead. Now, why am I saying this? First, is that I think overusage of this word sorry loses its meaning over the time, and I think when it is actually required, the sorry is actually required. It doesn't even matter because it has been used so much all the time. And I think replacing sorry with a thank you shifts the focus from apologizing to expressing gratitude, if that makes sense. Like for example, instead of saying sorry, oh sorry I'm late, you could say thank you for waiting for me. Or instead of saying sorry I forgot, you could say oh thank you for reminding me. And like there are a lot of examples. I think you can also check these things up on the internet and learn more about it, because I'm currently trying to be more aware of not saying sorry a lot of times. And I think it is the practice is happening so much that when I actually need to say sorry, I'm not saying sorry. So that's wrong, guys. Now, my next step will be to practice consistent and constant gratitude, being grateful for even the most mundane of things, and always being in the state of gratefulness, gratitude, and openly expressing it. I think it helps you to become more open and available for bigger things in life, and it also helps you to kind of understand that yes, there is abundance in the world and there are more things to achieve. There is so much out there which you can grab and grasp and completely have in your control. So, my next tip will be to show appreciation. I am saying this in a general context as well as in the context of receiving princess treatment. I think when somebody, does something to make you happy or is positively impacting your life, they love knowing about it. For example, even me, if I'm impacting somebody's life in a good manner, I would love to hear about it, obviously, for obvious reasons. And I think that also kind of inspires them to do more for you and give you more of that once they know that you're actually liking it, loving it, and it's actually positively impacting your life. But when you know that okay, this is making you happy, but you're not so vocally expressive about it, it kind of gives off that energy that oh, you might must have not really liked it, or it didn't really impact your life or whatever. So yeah, I think appreciating and openly doing it is so very important. And now I'm not saying that not have high standards and always be like, oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, I'm not saying that. But even if somebody is doing, let's say, the bare minimum for you, if you're grateful for it, it kind of nudges them to do more. And personally, even like after you've met up your friends after a really long time, and if anybody drops a thank you message, or saying that oh, they enjoyed or whatever, you tend to prioritize those people, those friends more, because you know that oh, you're positively impacting. And guys, trust me, I think it's like this alter ego, it's like an egoistic thing. Now, my this tip is also in general context as well as princess treatment context, and it is that treat yourself like a princess first of all, because I think if you don't, nobody else will. You won't inspire anybody out there to treat you like a princess if you yourself don't treat yourself as one. And I don't know, like be kind to yourself, treat yourself, spend money for yourself, have some boundaries, have some hobbies, and mainly have some standards. Okay, so too much on princess, princess, princess. Now let's talk about how a frog cannot be a prince. This is not a fairy tale, this is real life. And no matter how gorgeous you are, how smart, how outstanding, how beautiful, and just overall mesmerizing you are, some people just won't give that to you, won't treat you like a princess, because it's just not their vibe. Now, my next point, which also leans more towards princess treatment, is that it's kind of controversial, but I personally strongly believe that you need to like someone who likes you more. Now, let's say, like, if in a relationship there is a man, there is a woman, right? So, if both of them love each other equally, or like each other equally, it usually it's good, it works out and stuff. Or if sometimes if the man loves or likes the woman a bit more than she does, it still works pretty well. But if the woman loves the man more than the man loves her or likes her or whatever, it usually, I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of working examples of that. It usually ends up pretty bad and desperate. Now, my next point is also more in context with princess treatment, and that is that don't demand, drop hints instead. Now, I think this goes both ways, like, in order to get a perfect balanced dynamic for this thing, even the girl needs to work and even the guy needs to be emotionally like intelligent and stuff. For the longest time, me, like I personally used to feel that the other person just needs to know, like how the hell will that other person know that you like roses, you like flowers, or you like to be treated that way if you don't tell them? Tell them, not hint them, tell them. That's what I think majority of the women's problem is, that we don't like to tell. Now, how to deal with that if you don't like to tell? Drop hints. And I think the one of the ways where women or girls, we feel loved to the maximum level is when we don't need to tell the other person to be treated in a particular way, or to be given this, that, etc. We just want them to know. But obviously they are not some superficial human beings, they won't know. And especially they are like men, they're kind of like emotional intelligence wise. Anyway, that's why you need to pick out men who are emotionally smart, emotionally intelligent, who understand when you drop hints about something. Along with dropping hints, you also could talk about it in future context, that in future maybe like I like this, and I'd like to be treated like this, or I'd love to own this, I'd love to have this, I'd love to be gifted this, or whatever. I think it's so easy. Like I personally do this a lot, talking in future context that like oh in future, like not right now. And you also need to be pretty understanding about the other person's, the man's position at all times. You cannot be this, oh my god, my standards are so high, like so what? Okay guys, thank you for watching this video and I hope you guys take something from this. And if you have any doubts, queries, questions, or would like me to speak more about a particular topic, do let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching again. Love you. Bye.